Good day, Oak Park, third grade. Today, our science lesson will consist of reading a short story, Habitats and the Environment, from Reading A to Z. Introduction. Can you imagine a wild polar bear living in Hawaii? How about a palm tree growing in Antarctica? You probably know that these things would never happen, but do you know why not? A habitat provides a living thing with the food, water, air, and shelter it needs. Habitats have many parts that work together. In this book, you will learn about what makes up a habitat and how habitats are different for different living things. By the time you finish reading, you will know why the pictures on this page could not be real. The building blocks of habitats. Earth has many kinds of habitats. Why are there different habitats? To answer the question, let's learn about the building blocks of habitats. The first building block is latitude. Latitude measures how far a place is from Earth's equator or middle. As Earth spins, the sun's energy warms parts of the planet in different ways. The latitude close to the equator are warmed more. The latitude close to the north and south pole are warmed less. In each band of latitude, some land is higher than other land. Elevation, or how high or low a place is the second building block of habitats. The sun warms places with low elevation more than places with high elevation. Why is that? The air around the earth is the atmosphere. The atmosphere is like a blanket of air. Even air has weight and thickness. The blanket is thick close to the ground, so it holds more heat. The blanket is thin in the mountains, so it doesn't hold as much heat. Warm air and cool air make wind when they meet. The wind carries moisture, water between parts of the system. Differences in temperature, wind, and moisture produce different climates around our planet. Climate is weather patterns over very long periods of time. Climate is half of the building blocks of habitats. Land and water are as important as climate in building blocks of habitats. Almost 3/4 of Earth's surface is water, and most of that is in oceans. Earth's land is different from place to place, and may be flat or sharp with mountains. There may be lakes, streams, or water. Land and water are the other half of the third building block of habitats. All the building blocks we have talked about control what plants can grow in a place. And because many animals eat plants to stay alive, the plants have an effect on which animals can live in a place. So plants and animals can live in a place. So plants and animals are the last two building blocks of habitats. All the building blocks combine to make many different habitats on Earth. A habitat meets the needs of the things that live there. The living things survive best in habitats where all their needs are met. The most important needs are food, water, shelter, space, safety, and a place to have and raise babies. Plants and animals in a habitat depend on one another. Every part of the habitat helps the system to be healthy. All living things have adaptations to survive in their own habitat. Adaptations are behaviors of body parts that help a living thing to survive. These adaptations may not work well in other habitats. 3 of Earth's habitats. The Earth's environment has living and non-living parts. It is made of many habitats. Let's look at 3. The first is a savanna in Africa. A savanna is a grassland near the equator at a low elevation. The climate is hot and it's dry most of the year. Heavy rain falls during the summer. Most of the land is flat, and the main plants are grasses. Trees grow far apart, so each one can soak up the water that falls around it. Animals in the habitat do not have many places to hide. Zebras and antelopes live in large groups to help them stay safe from lions and cheetahs. Small animals hide underground. Cheetahs use speed to catch their food. Lions use their good sight and hearing. Next, let's visit a forest in a middle latitude. This habitat is farther from the equator, so it is cooler than a savanna. The climate changes more from season to season, and winters are cold. Many trees in the forest lose their leaves in the winter. Losing leaves is an adaptation that saves water. As the weather warms up again in spring, trees grow new leaves. Some forests in middle latitudes are at a higher elevation. Evergreen trees grow in these forests. Most evergreens have small leaves or needles. The trees stay green in winter because they do not drop their leaves. This adaptation helps them to survive in cold climates, where weather may be frozen in winter. Animals in middle latitude forests have adaptations to survive cold winters. Geese go to warm places to find food. Some animals save food to eat in winter. Other animals eat extra food in the fall and hibernate in winter. Now let's visit a polar habitat, the tundra in North Canada. The habitat is has very cold weather. Snow and ice cover the land for much of the year. Plants grow in places where the snow melts. Plants grow close to the ground to be safe from high winds. The tundra has very few trees because the ground is frozen, so deep roots cannot grow. Many tundra animals leave during the coldest parts of the winter. These animals that stay all year have adaptations to help them survive the cold. Moose have thick fur to keep them warm. Seals and whales have lots of fat to keep them warm in icy water. Some small animals stay underground in water. Changing habitats. Many things can cause habitats to change over time. The things that live in a habitat can change it. Nature can change a habitat, and people can change habitats. Animals change habitats in many ways. Beavers build dams across streams. The dams cause the streams to flood, which makes new habitats for frogs like me, turtles, and other animals. Earthworms dig tunnels in the ground. The tunnels let air into the ground, which helps plants to grow better. Fires, floods, weather, and other events in nature change habitats too. When a volcano erupts, lava and mud cover everything in their path. The volcano destroys the habitat, but it also makes a new one. Lava from volcanoes made the Hawaiian Islands. A hurricane can wash away a sandy island or make a new one. Nature often destroys parts of a habitat or creates a new one. People also change habitat. They cut down forests for wood to make farms. In some places, they build cities that cover land with concrete and buildings. You can change the habitat in your own backyard. A bird feeder brings new animals. A garden adds new food and animals. People also change habitats by causing pollution. Some factories dump bad chemicals into the air or water. When people throw away batteries, phones, and many other things, bad chemicals get into the ground. Rain carries these chemicals into the water. Erosion hurts habitats too. When people cut down forests, the ground is not held together as well, so rain can wash it away. Many other things that people do can hurt habitats too. Conclusion. In this book, you have learned that the building blocks of habitats: latitude, elevation, climate, land, water, plants, and animals. You have also learned how all things in a habitat belong together. Now you know why the pictures on page 4 could not be real. Each of Earth's habitats is a system. All the parts of the system work together. When the balance is upset, living things struggle to survive. They may even disappear. What can you do to help the balance of Earth's habitat?